Hello, welcome in one and all. I felt like this thing was taking forever to start the recording, and I hit the button and just kept saying zero, zero. But now it's recording. Now we're 10 seconds into the video. Here we are. My lovely daughter and I got a little Tim Hortons. I got a hot drink. She got a cold drink. Now we're going to be talking about some hockey. Nothing more Canadian than that. Wait, get the maple syrup. All right. So, Thursday, there were 12 games on tap. Let's dive right into those. As the first one took place in Columbus, and the Blue Jackets were playing host to the Edmonton Oilers. Let's take a look and see how this game unfolded. So, in the first period, Olivier would kick things off for the Blue Jackets 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the frame, getting his third goal of the year from Corrali and Danforth. Nylander would increase the lead to 2-0 with 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go. That'd be his fifth goal of the season, assisted by Sillinger. And in just less than a minute after that, Voronikov would make it 3-0 with 4 minutes and 39 seconds to go. 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jackets heading into the second period. This nosy little cat wants to get into everything. In the second period, Zach Hyman would finally get the Oilers on the board just a minute and 11 seconds into the frame, getting his 43rd goal of the season, assisted by McDavid. And with that assist, McDavid has 77 assists. That is absolutely absurd. He's on pace for like 100 assists this year. Crazy. And Draisaitl also assisted on that. In the third period, Corey Perry would cut the deficit to 3-2 with a power play goal, 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining on the clock. Unfortunately for the Oilers, that's as close as they would be able to come back, as Jack Roslovic would increase the lead to 4-2, getting his sixth goal of the year from Texier and Gudbranson, which is 20 seconds to go on the clock. So 4-2 would be the final score in favor of the Blue Jackets. So with the win, or despite the fact that the Blue Jackets won, they're still last in the Eastern Conference with a record of 22, 31, and 10. And the Oilers have a record of
38, 20, and 3.
38, 20, and 3. And they're still sitting, not sicking, in second place in that Pacific Division. Awesome. Thank you. All right. The next matchup took place in, I guess, Carolina. Okay. Where they were playing host to the Montreal Canadiens. I really need something to cover up the screen. Let's try this again. All right. So the Hurricanes were hosting the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, thank you. This can help out a lot. All right, let's take a look and see how this game went. So after having a huge upset over the Nashville Predators, Montreal was hoping to come into Carolina and get some bring the momentum over. Wow, can I talk? Nope. Hello?
Try Grammarly.
Try what?
Try Grammarly.
Try Grammarly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try that out. So Joshua Wall would kick things off for the Montreal Canadiens, 5 minutes and 53 seconds into that opening frame, assist by Alex Newhook. Brady Shea would tie the game up with 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go. That would be his 9th goal of the season from Svechnikov and Nietzsche. After 20 minutes of play, it was all tied up at 1. Noeson would give the Hurricanes a 2-1 lead late in that second period, getting his 14th goal of the season from Drury and Chatfield, and that goal happened with just 25 seconds remaining on the clock. In the third period, Brady Shea would get his second goal of the game, his 10th of the season from Pesce and Aho, and that goal happened with 4 minutes and 29 seconds remaining on the clock. And Svechnikov would ice the game with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. His 14th goal of the year, assisted by Tara Vinen. So 4-1 would be the final score in favor of the Hurricanes. So they are currently sitting at 37, 19, and 6. They're in second place in that Metropolitan Division, while Montreal are sitting at
24, 29, and 10.
Yes, that's right. All right, the next matchup, I guess, what took place in Boston. 2 original 6 teams, as the Boston Bruins were the host team, taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. So let's go get those teams swapped out. I'll pull up the game summary, and then we'll, other way. And we'll get this looked at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got to do the other way. Just some minor technical difficulties. I really should just have a sign saying "in progress" rather than grabbing the closest thing I can to cover up the screen. It's not perfect. All right, so there we have the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs meeting for the second time in less than a week. In the first, Pastrnak will get his 39th goal of the season, a power play goal to note, assisted by DeBrusque and Brad Marchand, 5 minutes and 37 seconds into the frame. In the second period, Frederick would increase the lead to 2-0, getting his 17th of the year, 4 minutes and 16 seconds into the period. Mitch Marner would finally get, oh, there's the cat. Finally get the Leafs on the board, getting his 25th of the year, assisted by Liljegren. A power play goal, 7 minutes and 56 seconds into the frame. Morgan Geekie would increase the lead to 3-1 at that point, getting a power play goal with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining on the clock. That would be his 15th goal of the season from Shattenkirk and Pavel Zacha. Brandon Carlo would increase the lead to 4-1 with 1 minute and 37 seconds to go. That would be his 4th of the season from Brad Marchand and Jake DeBrus. 4-1 would be the final score in favor of the Bruins. So with the win, Boston's sitting at 37, 13, and 15. And with the loss, sorry, let me say this one more time. With the victory, the Bruins are sitting second in the Atlantic Division, 37, 13, and 5. And despite the loss, the Maple Leafs are in third place behind the Bruins with a record of 36, 19, and 8. All right. Now that those are taken care of and out of the way, let's move on to the rest of the action from the NHL, as we have the Philadelphia Flyers left and the Florida Panthers right. Let's take a look and see how this game went. Panthers. Up. Right there. All right. This thing's still cooking. No. Okay. So this is a low-scoring affair. So this shouldn't take too long. There was no scoring in the first. We have to jump ahead to the second. Just 10 seconds into that second period, Ryan Poehling would put the Flyers on the board, getting his 8th goal of the season from Cam York and Sanheim. Forsling would tie the game up 7 minutes and 12 seconds into that same period, getting his 10th of the year, assisted by Ekblad and Lundell.
Is that comfortable for you?
Just when it looked like this game might go into overtime, Garner Hathaway would get the game-winning goal with just 22 seconds remaining on the clock. That would be his 7th goal of the season from Mark Stahl and Cates. So 2-1 would be the final score in favor of the Flyers. I don't know what they're doing. So Philadelphia are sitting at 33, 23, and 8, third in that Metropolitan Division. And despite the loss, the Panthers are 43, 17, and 4. They're sitting first in the Atlantic Division.
You should just grab the cat.
What?
You should just grab the cat.
No, thanks. Okay, well, I'll do that and then swap out the teams, but hold on. To New Jersey and St. Louis. So New Jersey is going to be on the right, and St. Louis will be on the left.
Okay.
Thanks. Great help. So Meyer would kick things off for the New Jersey Devils with 6 minutes and 36 seconds remaining on the clock. That'd be his 15th goal of the season from Hischier and Jack Hughes. Meyer would then get his 2nd goal of the game with less than 3 minutes after that, getting his 16th of the season from Palat and Marino. So 2-0 in favor of the Devils after 20 minutes of play. Bransaw would finally get the Blues on the board in the second period, getting his 18th goal of the year from Perunovich and Scandella. And then Meyer would get a natural hat-trick, his 3rd goal of the game, his 17th of the season from Palat and Hischier. And that goal happened with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the clock. The Blues pulled their goalie, and a lot of times you pull your goalie, chances are you're going to get burned. And Eric Haula get the empty netter with just 59 seconds remaining on the clock. For the Haula, that would be his 13th goal of the season from Meyer and Marino. So 4-1 would be the final score. So with the win, the Devils are 31, 28, and 4. They are out of a playoff spot as we speak, and the St. Louis Blues are...
I can't read that.
32,
28, and 3.
There we go. 32, 28, and 3. My messy handwriting, you can still kind of read it. All right. Now we're off to Pittsburgh, where we have the Penguins right and the Capitals left. There. And there. Easy. All right, so I'll put it this way. It was a one-sided affair. Only one team scored. So in the first, Tom Wilson kicked things off with a short-handed goal, getting his 14th goal of the season from Mallenstein. In the second period, Alex Ovechkin would record his 18th goal of the season, a power play goal just 30 seconds into that frame, assisted by Strome and John Carlson. Jensen, it took this long in the season to finally get his first goal of the year for the Capitals, assisted by Mallenstein, 3 minutes and 16 seconds into the period. Lapierre would record his sixth goal of the year from Trevor Van Riemsdyk and Alex Ovechkin, 8 minutes and 50 seconds into that frame, making it 4-0. And then Miroshnichenko, wow, that's a pretty complicated name, would record his first goal of the season from Dylan Strome and Sonny Milano with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go on the clock. Speaking of Sonny Milano, right there.
We're gonna have some technical difficulties trying to read names.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever happened to the old Smith and Josephs and Jacobs and stuff like that? I don't know. We got to go with Miro Shininko. Anyways, Milano will get on the goal scorer sheet in the third period, making it 6-0. That would be his 9th goal of the season from Alexiev and Dylan Strome. So 6-0 as the Capitals destroyed the Pittsburgh Penguins. So with that, the Capitals are sitting at 29, 23, and 9, while Pittsburgh are
28, 27, 8.
Exactly. Both these teams are still on the outside of the playoff picture. All right, the next matchup took place in Tampa Bay, right? And they were playing host to the Calgary Flames.
We're going to have tough technical difficulties.
Yeah, we sure are.
Tampa Bay and Calgary?
Tampa Bay and Calgary.
No.
There you go. Fantastic. All right, let's take a look and see how this game went.
I'm going to have a hole in my sock.
That's terrible. Alrighty. In the first, with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the clock, Hunt would get his second goal of the season from Sharon Govich. Connor Sheary would tie the game up, getting his second goal of the season as well from Nick Paul and Victor Hedman with 5 minutes and 32 seconds remaining on the clock. So after 20 minutes of play, we had a goal apiece. In the second period, Sharon Govich would get his 24th of the year from Huberdeau and Uyghur, 6 minutes, 11 seconds into that frame. He would then get his second goal of the game, his 25th of the year, assisted by Coronado, 8 minutes and 34 seconds into that frame. Less than a minute after that, exactly 49 seconds after that goal, Peltier would get his first goal of the season for the Calgary Flames, assisted by Kuzmenko and Hanley. Cirelli would cut the deficit to 4-2 with 7 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the period, getting his 14th of the year from Stamkos and Kucherov. So after 40 minutes of play, Calgary had a 4-2 lead. In the third period, Blake Coleman would increase the lead to 5-2, getting his 26th of the year from Sharon Govich and Jonathan Huberdeau. Majapani would increase the lead to 6-2 with 7 minutes and 43 seconds remaining on the clock, getting his 13th of the year from Backlund and Uyghur. Isimot will get a late goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning with 5 minutes 25 seconds on the clock, recording his 9th goal of the season from Sheary and Nick. So 6-3 would be the final score in favor of the Calgary Flames. So with that, they're sitting at 31, 26, and 5, still on the outside looking in when it comes to the postseason. As for the Tampa Bay Lightning, despite the loss, they're 33, 25, and 6. They do have one of the 2 wildcard spots still in the Eastern Conference. All right, the next match, I believe. Are you okay there?
No.
Okay, took place in Nashville, right? Playing against the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo. Try going up. There you go. All right. So let's take a look and see how this game went. I wonder who won. Philip Forsberg would kick things off in the first period, getting his 31st goal of the season. This guy's on pace for at least a 40-goal season minimum. Assisted by Yossi and Nyquist. 3 minutes and 53 seconds into that frame. A power play goal to note. Bowen Byram with his first goal as a member of the Buffalo Sabres since being traded from the Colorado Avalanche to them, assisted by Dahlin and Krebs, 4 minutes and 23 seconds into that frame, tying the game up at 1. Evan Jalisa will get a power play goal with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining on the clock, his 12th of the year from Jankowski and Novak. So after 20 minutes of play, it was 2-1 in favor of the Nashville Predators. There was no score in the second, but to jump ahead to the third, where Philip Forsberg would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his second goal of the game, his 32nd goal of the season from Nyquist and Ryan O'Reilly. He would then get a natural hat trick, getting his 33rd goal of the year, assisted by Lausen and Nyquist, 6 minutes and 43 seconds into that frame. Owen Power would cut the deficit in half with 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go. That'll be his 5th goal of the season from Bowen Byram. So a pretty good debut for Byram, getting a goal and an assist on that in that game. So 4-2 will be the final score in favor of Nashville. So with the win, the Predators are sitting at 36, 25, and 3. They currently have the number 1 wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Hello, Cat. And as for the Buffalo Sabres, they're 29, 30, and 5, still looking on the outside of the playoff picture as we speak. All right, the next matchup took place in Arizona, right? And they played host against the Minnesota Wild. Don't worry, there's 3 more games to review.
Which ones?
Arizona and Minnesota.
I said, what are the 3 games?
This one and then 2 others. Almost there. 1 more. There you go. So Kaprizov kicking off for the Wild in the second period with a power play goal, his 30th of the year from Zuccarello and Faber. In the third, Clayton Keller would tie the game up at 1 with a power play goal of his own, his 23rd of the season from Hayton and Nick Schmaltz. Carcone would score 7 seconds after that, giving the Coyotes a 2-1 lead, assisted by O'Brien and McBain. Exactly 32 seconds after that, Zach Bogosian would get the second goal of the game for the Wild. That'd be his second goal of the season as well from Hartman and Zuccarello. Eriksson Ek would give the Wild a 3-2 lead, his 29th of the season from Zuccarello, 7 minutes and 16 seconds into that period. Faber would increase the lead to 4-2 with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining on the clock, getting his 5th of the year from Eriksson Ek and Ryan Hartman. Duehr would get his 10th goal of the season, which is 27 seconds remaining on the clock, increasing lead to 5-2 from Broden and Beckman. So 5-2 would be the final score in favor of Minnesota. So with the victory, the Wild are 30, 26, and 7, still on the outside looking in. And as for the Arizona Coyotes, 25, 33, and 5. Again, it's looking like a very long shot to make the postseason for either of those teams. All right, the next matchup took place in Vegas. We had the Golden Knights, and they're playing against the Vancouver Canucks.
Which one's right or left?
Right Vegas, left Vancouver. Probably could have just went up, but that's fine. Vegas, and then just go up or down, doesn't matter. And there. There. You okay there? Okay. So in the first, the captain, Quinn Hughes, would get a power play goal, getting his 13th goal of the season from Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser. Di Giuseppe would increase the lead to 2-0. Just 55 seconds after that, getting his 4th goal of the season from Höglander and Juleson. In the second period, Amati would finally get the Vegas Golden Knights on the board, getting his 12th goal of the year from Pietrangelo and Nick Waugh. Connor Garland would score with just over 4 minutes remaining, getting his 13th goal of the season from Elias Lindholm. There was no scoring in the third, so 3-1 would be the final score in favor of the Canucks.
Already?
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Some of these games aren't that bad. Okay, so for the Canucks, they are sitting at... Why do I not have them written down? Oh, yeah, here they are. Sorry. So for the Canucks, after the win, they're 41, 17, and 7, still sitting in first place in that Pacific Division. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, they're 34, 22, and 7. They have now dropped down to a wildcard spot. I think they had the number 2 wildcard spot after that loss. It's hard to believe how far they've dropped, but don't fear, Vegas fans, as you're still within striking distance of getting right back in that top 3 in that division. All right, the last game took place in LA. Oh, there's 2 more games. LA. Hold on.
Where's LA?
What?
Which one's LA?
LA is right, and Ottawa's left. So there's 2 more games to review. I thought this was the last one, but then I realized there's 1 more. There's a lot of hockey.
Against who?
Ottawa. There we go. All right, let's take a look and see how this game went. So in the first, Kubalik would kick things off for the Senators, getting a power play goal, his 10th of the year from Sanderson and Tim Stützle, 7 minutes and 33 seconds into that opening period. Quentin Byfield would tie the game up, 6 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the second frame, getting his 19th of the season from Lizotte and Garakov. Brady Tkachuk would give the Senators a 2-1 lead, just 15 seconds after Byfield scored, getting his 27th of the year from Shane Pinto and Batherson. In the third period, Pierre-Luc Dubois would tie the game up with 9 minutes and 36 seconds remaining on the clock, getting his 14th goal of the year from Kopitar and Matt Waugh. I'm very confused. I always want to say Roy. It is spelled R-O-Y, but it could be French. Anyways, Moverer will get his first career Stanley Cup with his first career goal in the National Hockey League, assisted by Doughty and Kopitar, and that will happen with 8 minutes and 14 seconds remaining on the clock, giving the Kings a 3-2 lead. I don't know.
You need to stop. You learn some English.
Thanks, appreciate it. You gonna teach me?
No.
Okay, good. Batherson would tie the game up at 3 with 4 minutes and 23 seconds remaining, getting his 22nd goal of the year from Zub and Pinto. This good game would need overtime, and in the extra frame, Kevin Fiala would get the game-winning goal, his 20th of the year from Matt Roy, exactly 2 minutes into the overtime period. So with the victory, the Los Angeles Kings are sitting at 32, 19, and 11. They currently have the number 3 spot locked in the Pacific Division. As for the Ottawa Senators, they're 25, 32, and 4. Again, most likely missing the postseason for what's now going to be like the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7th season in a row. All right, the last game. Woo, we made it to the last game. We have the Sharks on the right side and the Islanders on the left.
What number?
Islanders.
Just realized I'm the wrong one.
Yep, there you go.
Oh,
There.
There we go.
There, got the Islanders. So Dobson kicked things off in the first, just 19 seconds into the frame. So, I mean, the fans are still getting in their seats. And all of a sudden, their home team was down 1-0, getting his 8th goal of the year from Pajot and Anders Lee. Alex Romanov would increase the lead to 2-0 with a minute and a half remaining on the clock, getting his 7th goal of the year from Bo Horvat and Brock Nelson. After 20 minutes of play, it was 2-0 in favor of the Islanders. In the second period, Bordelou would get his 2nd goal of the season, a power play goal for the Sharks, assisted by Eklund and Zetterlund. Bo Horvat would increase the lead to 3-1 with 8 minutes and 36 seconds to go on the clock, getting his 25th goal of the season, making it 3-1 in favor of the Islanders. Mike Hoffman would cut the deficit to 3-2 just 25 seconds after Horvat scored, getting his 10th of the season, assisted by Smith. After this, it was all Islanders. McLean would double up the lead to 4-2, getting his 3rd of the year from Matt Martin and Palesh, and that goal happened with just 7 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Matt Barzal would score with 5 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock, getting his 20th of the year from Brock Nelson. Sebastian Aho, no, not the one from Carolina, but the defenseman from the New York Islanders, will get his 2nd goal of the season from Bo Horvat and Brock Nelson with 3 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock. So after 40 minutes of play, it was 6-2 in favor of the Islanders. In the third, Anders Lee would get a power play goal, increasingly to 7-2, his 17th of the season from Engvall and Pollock. And that goal happened with 8 minutes and 8 seconds into the period. So 7-2 would be the final score in favor of the New York Islanders. So with the win, the Islanders are sitting at 28, 20, and 14. And look out, they're making a real surge to make a run at the postseason. They're only a couple points behind in the standings. And as for the Sharks, a long season continues. 15, 40, and 7 is where they stand at the end of this matchup. All right, that takes care of a very busy schedule from Thursday. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. You got anything to add?
No.
Okay. Well, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time.
Take care.
Thank you.